Welcome to the BLATANTLY podcast, where we're calling a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Cheryl Miller. Cheryl Miller must have watched the new Michael Jackson movie the way she's moonwalking off the comments she made on Sunday. Ooh. Cheryl, you stepped in it, Cheryl. The mask slipped, Cheryl. You exposed yourself, Cheryl. I'm tired of this. No more. You're not going to say something, get backlash for it, retreat your statements, backtrack your statements, and then suddenly all is forgiven. We're not doing that. We did it with Lisa Leslie. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark should be co-MVP. Then the next day, Lisa Leslie says, Caitlin and being left off Team USA and this, that, and the third. No. We already know where you stand on things. We already know where your allegiance lies, and it lies with the old guard. We already know. Same thing with you, Cheryl Miller. Oh, did you see the way Cheryl Miller and Caitlin Clark hugged at the All-Star game? And then there's Cheryl Miller on Sunday, picking up Caitlin Clark, waiting for the bus to come, and then just throwing her right under the bus. Oh, they're right under the bus. Cheryl Miller, someone who's played the game, so if she actually watches the game and watches the tape, she would know that Caitlin Clark's defense isn't as nearly as bad as it's being made out to seem, yet Cheryl Miller doesn't want to address that, and if she watched the tape, she would realize that Kelsey Mitchell's defense is just as bad. Numbers are saying even worse than Caitlin Clark's defense, but Cheryl Miller, we know where your allegiance lies. So you can come on and retreat these statements, retract what you said. But at the end of the day, your allegiance lies where your allegiance lies. It is what it is. We have The Athletic. We have the clown show at The Athletic. The Three Stooges at The Athletic saying Caitlin Clark's bigger than the program. Meanwhile, we have Kelsey Mitchell on record saying, the one thing I like about Caitlin Clark, she's never acted like she's bigger than the program. She never gave me the impression that she's bigger than the program. She was always ready to just fit right in, do what was needed to be done. Then we have another stooge, part of the Three Stooges. We have another one that says, Caitlin Clark, she needs to be punished. She needs to be put in timeout. There needs to be something done about this. Oh, I know what'll be done. And this will feed my little agenda too. How about we get Raven Johnson starting instead of Caitlin Clark? Now, people have been asking for Raven Johnson to start in place of Money Mitch, but sorry for Caitlin Clark. Interesting. Real quick before we get into it, I don't want to hear any of these media shills out there coming after YouTube creators saying we put out slop, saying we're conspiracy theorists, when you have these individuals, and Sabrina Merchant, you're just guilty by association. This isn't for you. This is really for the other two stooges. So I'll retract Three Stooges. I'll go Two Stooges. When we have these two stooges saying Raven Johnson should start, when we have these two saying Caitlin Clark is bigger than the program, I don't want to see anybody say, we're putting out YouTube slop, we're conspiracy theorists. The problem is, we're just not in the club. The problem is, we're just not in the club that you guys are in. So you feel like, we can attack them, we can go after them. But the ones that are with us, the ones that get credentialed to not ask hard questions and not do things, we'll cover their asses as best as we can. Let's get right into it, shall we? Like the video, hype the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Let's start with Cheryl the Thriller Miller.
You go, Sue. I agree with Caitlin what she said when this happened.
Oh yeah, by the way, Caitlin, I know a lot of people are spitting it on the fans and the YouTube creators. Okay, we could take that. I'll take that. Water off my back. Oh well, you don't like me reading into you and your coach having a spat on the sideline? Oh well, get over it. But she also named the WNBA media by name. That's WNBA media by name right there. That's people on TV right there. People she actually called out right there. Let's take a listen.
More often than not. I agree with her on that.
Oh yeah, she definitely has a microscope on her. Honestly, I think it's just more of the same what we talked about yesterday. Yeah. Which was, for me, coach-player relationship matters. What you know, what is allowed, I guess, between that relationship. But it comes to a point where I think an area of growth for Caitlin is these moments of frustration. When she's frustrated on the court, when she's not getting the calls, when she's getting calls against her. These are areas, all players, when things are going your well and you're playing great, this is, yes, of course, you win games. I think championship teams, I think great players, they find ways when it's not going their way. That's when you know you have like a championship DNA inside of you, when you're frustrated and you can find ways. So to me, it's more about that, right? Like, how are you going to handle that moment next time?
Yeah.
Sue Bird saying a little bit of the same as she said the other day. I don't have any problems with what Sue Bird has to say. Channeling frustration, that's fine with me.
And you know what? I've got to say one thing about Caitlin, and I sometimes I have to remember that she is young, Sue, and the amount of pressure that is on this young lady, and she's coming back, you know, from her injuries and living up to what everybody expects her to be and do and whatnot can be a little bit overwhelming. So I'm gonna give her some grace, and she's right about one thing. I know I've been in situations like that before. It's never played out publicly like this was, but I can understand where she's coming from a little bit.
Damn, so you've been in that situation before, yet you still felt the need to throw her in front of the bus. Very interesting, Cheryl the Thriller Miller. Very interesting. Shout out to Live Wire Sports Media. Caitlin Clark's comments today cut them deep. Ooh, it cut them deep. It cut them deep. They felt the need to speak on it yet again, one day later, about what Caitlin Clark had to say. Yikes. They just rebranded their original hit piece. Nah, screw her ass. Got called out for wanting to use CC for clicks and now wants to switch up. Why do they talk as if CC was the one that started yelling at her coach? Steph was screaming at her first. Is she not allowed to? Oh, we backtracking now. Yeah, they're backtracking, but hey, you already burnt that bridge. You burnt that bridge, but don't worry. I'm sure when Caitlin Clark sees you, she's going to give you both hugs. Doesn't mean I got to give you a hug. Doesn't mean I got to give you a hug. She can give Stephanie White hugs. Hey, I ain't giving Stephanie White no hugs. Oh, goodness. Shout out to EA over there on Twitter, doing big things on Twitter. He has he does articles on the Indiana Fever and some WNBA basketball. That's been really good. So if you're on Twitter, go follow him on Twitter at CrashOutKing1. He's not silenced. He's not muzzled. He actually dives into the numbers, comparisons with NBA players, this whole rotations of Caitlin Clark getting pulled out. He did a deep dive on it. Great deep dive. Go follow him if you have a chance to.
I don't know.
This is Stooge number 1, right? We're going to leave Sabrina out of this. Sorry, Sabrina. Guilty by association. We have Stooge 1 to the left, Stooge 2, Andy Costable. We all know Andy Costable by now. Raven Johnson should start. Oh, God.
I don't know if it's going to be Caitlin doing it for Caitlin. I think an external event has to happen. Raven Johnson starts, right?
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like,
I literally cannot.
Can you imagine? Dude, imagine. Imagine a WNBA show. And we're saying, can you imagine? Can you imagine? No, we're not living in the land of make-believe. We're not living in the land of make-believe.
I don't know if it's going to be
imagine.
Caitlin doing it for Caitlin. I think an external event has to happen.
Look how excited and giddy she's getting ready to float this bullshit out here.
I don't know if it's going to be Caitlin doing it for Caitlin.
She can't hide her excitement.
I think an external event has to happen.
She can't hide her excitement.
Raven Johnson starts, right?
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Like,
I literally cannot.
I literally cannot imagine Caitlin getting back.
Raven Johnson is only entering the starting lineup if it comes at the expense of Lexi Hull. Like, that's the only way this is happening.
There you go, Sabrina. Shout out to you.
I feel you. I'm just giving you an example of like a canon type event that would need to occur for Caitlin to like be like, oh, I am not the birthday, as the kids would say these days.
I am not the birthday. I never heard that, but I'm not a kid either, and you don't look like a kid either. So you're just immature, I assume.
I am not the main event. I am a member of a team.
That must be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Moving on.
It's not that Caitlin, it's not about diminishing what makes Caitlin great. And to your point, it's that competitiveness. It's everything she does offensively, right? She has to cut her runway. She has to acknowledge where her runway ends and understand where she's becoming bigger than the program and how that's impacting.
Okay. She has to acknowledge where her runway ends, but then you're asking her to cut her runway.
Her teammates and how not that Caitlyn, it's not about diminishing.
Humble yourself, girl. That's all they're trying to say here. Humble yourself, or we're going to humble you for you. That's all it's been ever since she's joined this league. Humble yourself, or else we're going to humble you for you. Or else we're going to take matters into our own hands and humble you ourselves. Whether it's hip checking you, pushing you, poking you in the eye, giving you a flagrant for hitting the stanchion, teeing you up, whatever the case may be. Humble yourself, or we're going to humble you for you.
What makes Caitlyn great, and to your point, it's that competitiveness. It's everything she does offensively, right? She has to cut her runway. She has to acknowledge where her runway ends and understand where she's becoming bigger than the program and how that's impacting her teammates.
All right, let's see what her teammate has to say. Let's see what her teammate has to say about her and her runway and her fucking becoming bigger than the program. Again, these people just talk out their ass.
Playing that had to be, situated. I feel like, that when something that big or someone that big who has that much impact comes into something, there are a lot of adjustments that people have to make on the floor, off the floor, in the locker room, in the training room. Just a lot of stuff is a lot of moving parts. And I think the biggest part that I respected about Caitlyn is that she never was bigger than the program.
Hold on. I didn't hear you.
In the training room. Just a lot of stuff is a lot of moving parts. And I think the biggest part that I respected about Caitlyn is that she never was bigger than the program.
Huh?
Respected about Caitlyn is that she never was bigger than the program.
Again, appreciate the clarification, Kelsey Mitchell. I don't want to see any more hit pieces on YouTubers. I don't want to see any more hit pieces on content creators, whether it's TikTok or Twitter or whatever the case may be. I don't want to see that. You got energy for us. You have energy for the same people in your own camp. All your credentialed media that are feeding the fodder, hold them accountable as well. You got two stooges. Raven Johnson should start in place of Caitlin Clark to humble Caitlin Clark and bench Caitlin Clark because she needs to be humbled and she needs to be benched because her and her coach got into a yelling match. But these people work for The Athletic, by the way. Not a Joe Blow from New Jersey. Not Joe Blow from Florida. Not Joe Blow from LA. Not Joe Blow from Texas. Not Joe Blow from North Carolina. Not Joe Blow from New York. These are credentialed media for The Athletic, by the way. You think they'd be held to a higher standard than us, right? You think they'd be held to a higher standard than us, right? Wrong. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, hype the video, and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.